Hello everybody, welcome to week 6 of our tutorials. So as usually in this video we are going to solve all the tutorial questions, but we are going to discuss them even further in our actual tutorial sessions. So the first question in the week 6 is the law of diminishing returns occurs, and then we are supposed to pick one of the answers, and the correct answer is answer C, when more units of a variable factor of production are added to a fixed factor. Just remember your lecture slides and what happens when you add more labor to a small cafe where there is a fixed amount of capital available. Question number 2 is diseconomies of scale occur when, so just think opposite of the economies of scale, and the correct answer here is D. So unit costs increase as output increases in the long run. Question number 3 is the marginal cost curve. So if you remember from your lecture slides again, the relationship between average costs and marginal cost, where we have marginal cost and average cost on our y-axis, and then we have quantity on our x-axis. So marginal cost curve would look something like this, whereas average cost curve would look something like this. So this gives us the answer to this question. So marginal cost curve crosses the average cost curve at its minimum point. So we can see that approximately here average cost curve is at minimum when marginal cost curve crosses it. The correct answer to the question 3 is D. The marginal cost curve crosses the average cost curve at its minimum point. Question number 4 states if the total product is 300 units when 10 employees are employed and 440 units when 11 employees are employed, what can we conclude? So the suggested answers are the marginal product is 30 units with 10 employees. We know this is not the case. The average product is 30 when there are 10 employees, but not the marginal one. The average product is 140 units. This is again not true because the marginal product would actually be 140 units, but not the average one. The average product increases from 30 to 40 units. We can check this by looking at the average numbers. So we would have that with 10 employees, 300 units is produced. So that would be 30 units per employee. Whereas with 11 employees, 440 units is produced. So that would be 40 units per employee. So the answer C is the correct answer. The average product increases from 30 to 40 units when one more employee is employed. Question number 5, the first level of output at which average costs are minimized is called, this is covered in your lectures, so the correct answer would be D, the minimum efficient scale. Question number 6 asks us what the average fixed costs, what happens to the average fixed costs, and the correct answer here is the answer C, they fall as output increases. So fixed costs are fixed no matter how big your output is. So if you have more units of output, it naturally decreases because there are more units to spread it to. Then we have question number 7, which we are going to solve on the board. So question number 7 states, from the information given in the following table, construct a table which contains total revenues and costs, average revenues and costs, and marginal revenues and costs. So the table we are given is as follows. We are given quantities, prices, and total costs. So first we are going to look at the total revenues, average revenues, and marginal revenues. So total revenues, if you remember, would be price times quantity. So we are actually multiplying the first two columns to get our results for this. So 12 times 0 is 0, 11 times 1 is 11, 2 times 10 is 20, 3 times 9 is 27, 4 times 8 would be 32, 5 times 7 would be 35, 6 times 6 would be 36, and finally 7 times 5 would be 35. So these are our total revenues. Average revenues are total revenues divided by the quantities. So we are looking at the column of total revenues that we just obtained, and we are dividing them with the first row here, which is row of quantities. So 0 divided by 0.
Yes.
Yeah, 0.
Yeah.
0 divided by 0, yeah. Then we have 11 divided by 1, which would be 11. 20 divided by 2, 20 divided by 2, which would be 10. 27 divided by 3, which would be 9. 32 divided by 4, which would be 8. 35 divided by 7, which would be 5, 36 divided by 6, which would be 6, and 35 divided by 5, which would be 7. Yeah, our average revenue should match our price as well, so we can see that average revenues are equal to our prices. Marginal revenues are additional revenues from extra units produced. So in the first case we have nothing, then in the second case the difference between 11 and 0 would be 11. In the second case the difference between 20 and 11 would be 9. Difference between 27 and 20 would be 7. 35 minus 27 would be 5. 35 minus 32 would be 3. 36 minus 35 would be 1. And 35 minus 36 would be minus 1. Now we are going to look at the average costs. So our average costs would be total cost divided by quantity, and we have total cost column here, and our total cost row, which is the third row, and total quantity row, which is the first row. So we have 2 divided by 0, which our average revenue average cost should be 2.
Wait, is that 2 average cost? Is that the first one or the last one?
The first one.
Okay, total cost 2 divided by 0. That would be nothing. Average cost for the first one. Yeah. Yes, nothing, right?
So average cost should be nothing. Then we have average cost.
Because quantity is 0.
Yeah, we have average cost for the second one, which is 6 divided by 1, which should be 6.
Yeah.
Then we have 9 divided by 2, which would be
4.5.
9 ops.
4.5, yeah.
Which is the same.
Okay. Okay.
Then we have 12 divided by 3, which is 4. We have 8 divided by, we have 16 divided by 4, which is 4. Then we have 21 divided by 5. Then we have 28 divided by 6. And then we have 38 divided by 7. Yeah, and then we have our marginal costs. In the first instance, they're nothing because we don't have anything prior to the first one, obviously. And then we are looking at the differences between total costs. So we have 11 minus 0, which is 11, 20 minus
Total cost,
total
the one on
cost.
top.
Sorry, wrong row.
9 minus 6.
So we have 6 minus 2, which is 4,
yeah.
then 9 minus 6, which is 3, 12 minus 9, which is
3,
16 minus 12, which is 4, 21 minus 16, which is 5, 28 minus 21, which is 7, and then 38 minus 28, which is 10. And then finally, we have to calculate our total profits and our average profits, which we are going to do on the second bit of the board. So total profits would be total revenues minus total costs. So in the first case, our profit is -2. In the second case, it would be 11 minus 6, which is 5. In the third case, it would be 20 minus 9, which is 11. Then we have 27 minus 12, which is 15. 32 minus 16, which is 16. Then we have 35 minus 21, which is 14. 36 minus 28, which is 8. And then 35 minus 38, which is -3. And finally, our average profits are our total profits divided by quantities. So -2 divided by 0 is nothing. Then we have 5 divided by 1, which is 5. 11 divided by 2, which is 11 halves. 15 divided by 3, which is 5. 16 divided by 4, which is 4. 14 divided by 5, which is 14 fifths. And then 8 divided by 6. And -3 divided by 7. So yeah, that is our task number 7 completed. We are going to discuss this more in the class as well, so in case there are any questions related to this. Question number 8 states, in the short run, a firm will only produce provided the price is at least, and the correct answer is answer D. So in the short run, the firm will produce if the price covers the average variable costs. Question number 9, in the long run, the firm will produce only provided the price at least covers the average cost. So here, in the long run, the firm's price should cover the average total cost. Question number 10, if marginal revenue is positive, total revenue increases if another unit is made. So the correct answer is answer B. Question number 11, if the price of a product is reduced, total revenue will always fall. This statement is false. So the correct answer is B. Question number 12, if revenue is greater than variable cost, then a contribution made is put towards fixed costs. So the correct answer is answer B. Question number 13, a firm profit maximizes when marginal revenue equals marginal costs. So correct answer is answer A. Question number 14 states, if a profit is £20,000 and total costs are £80,000, then what is the revenue? So we can simply solve this. Our total revenues are equal to, so our profit actually would be total revenue minus total cost. And here we have information on profits and our total costs, but we need to determine what our total revenue is. So total revenue would be profit plus total costs. In our case, profit is £20,000 and then total costs are £80,000. So the total would be £100,000. And the correct answer is answer B. Question number 15, if marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost, the correct answer here is answer D. A profit maximizing firm should increase its output. Question number 16 states, name some industries where external economies of scale are gained. What are the specific external economies in each case? So we are going to discuss this question in more details in class. Some examples of the industry would be financial services or engineering industry. Question number 17 states, given that there is fixed supply of land in the world, what implications can you draw from the law of diminishing returns about the effects of an increase in world population on output per head? Again, we are going to discuss this question more in class. However, other things being equal, the diminishing returns would cause food output per head to decline. And finally, question number 18, why do you think the profitability of services is larger than that of manufacturing? There are different factors at play here. We are going to discuss them more in class. However, some hints might be that services are generally just generate more profit than manufacturing, and manufacturing might require lower amounts of investments than services sector. But we are going to discuss that further. So thank you for watching the video and see you next week in class.